Here we are at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium getting ready for the second half of this bi-district playoff between the McAllen Memorial Mustangs and the Harlingen Cardinals. Cardinals with a commanding 37-14 lead here at the break in this bi-district playoff game. The Mustangs looking to right the ship. We're up here in the press box at the bird's eye view for this game played on a Saturday afternoon, a special afternoon edition of Friday night football, if you will. And the Mustangs taking on the Cardinals, and it was all Cardinals at first. The Mustangs coming on strong there in the second quarter, but then the Cardinals getting a field goal late, and they lead at 37-14 after jumping out to an early 34-0 lead in that game. So let's take a look at some of the halftime stats for this one. You'll see how it got to this spot. You can hear the crowd cheering as the Mustangs have trotted out onto the field. And our stats right now, first downs favor the Cardinals 15-9. They had 10 first downs in the first quarter alone. We talked about how this was a passing team, and that's shown 242 yards through the air and 4 touchdown passes. The running game, of course, favors Memorial. That's their bread and butters, and the total yards heavily in favor right now of the Cardinals. Penalties hurt the Mustangs a little bit more. Also turnovers, 2 on the Mustangs, 1 on the Cardinals. All of those turnovers leading to eventual scores. Some of the other scores going on around the Valley in Class 5A Division I, the big school division. Laredo United defeated Donna 56-13. Los Fresnos upset Weslaco in Weslaco. That was an overtime game there. Sherryland has beaten United South 42-13, and Sherryland awaits the winner of this game between the Cardinals and Mustangs. Sherryland now 11-0 this season, the champions of District 35A. And in Division II, the small school bracket, Friday night, Brownsville-Rivetta beat McAllen Bulldogs. That was a big upset, 33-21. Alexander takes on Economides later this evening, this Saturday the 16th. South has beaten Weslaco East 42-21, so the city of Harlingen already has one thing to celebrate, one by-district title. Eagle Pass takes on the Edinburgh North Cougars later this evening. And so the Eagle Pass Edinburgh North winner will play Harlingen South in the area round. So there you have those scores here, and the Cardinals out on the field now, and the Mustangs and Cardinals getting ready for one more half of action. For one of them, it's going to be the final half of the 2013 season. Neither one wants to go home. Both of them looking to advance to the area round with a win here today. Cardinals, the champions of District 32. They've won 9 straight games, losing only their season opener to San Antonio Johnson. And, of course, winners of the Bird Bowl a couple of weeks back against their rivals Harlingen South. And then a win over Hannah last week, and that got them into this game. The Mustangs needed an overtime win over their crosstown rival, the McAllen Bulldogs, to stay alive for the playoffs, and then had to beat the PSJA Bears in their final regular season game to qualify as the 4th place team out of District 31. So to kick it off here to start the second half is Eddie Calderon. He's just a freshman called up from the junior varsity this week, and it's an onside kick. The ball loose, goes out of play. Cardinals mishandled it, but not surprising there that the Mustangs would try something like that at some point in this game. There is a flag down.
Yes, Coach Littleton needs to try to make something happen. If they could have gotten that recovery there, it would have been a momentum, but unfortunately for the Mustangs, not only did the ball go out of bounds, they also were offside. So you know that the Cardinals will decline the penalty and take over on the Memorial side of the field.
Yeah, this is going to set up the ball at the 43-yard line in Mustang territory following the penalty.
So what kind of adjustments are we looking for here from both coaches?
I think for the Mustangs, it starts with a pass rush, although this is a running play here for one of their receivers. That's Rosales. And Rosales with up to the 36-yard line before Rios brings him down. Gain of 7.
Definitely the Mustangs need to put pressure on Brandon Garza in passing situations. That's the only way you can stop a quarterback, by putting pressure, getting him out of his comfort zone. because pretty much Garza has really picked apart the secondary for the Mustangs.
We have a timeout on the field with 11:32 to go in the third quarter. Cardinals up 37-14. And the Mustangs, I think, need to generate some pass rush. They did get a sack on Garza at one point there in the first half. Sacked him for 7 yards, but if they can get some more pressure on him, that will do wonders for their defensive efforts. On offense, they've had some success with Spates. I think they need to stick with that. And the passing game has been kind of hit and miss, but I think they need to continue with the passing game. I think it's shown enough promise that they can stick with that and hope to generate some more yardage here in the second half.
Anytime you have a runner with more than 2,000 yards, you can stop him 2 or 3 times, but he gives you that element that he can score on any opportunity. So those are probably the adjustments they're talking about. And Harlingen, they didn't have too many adjustments to worry about because they just were pretty dominant. Just basically don't fumble the ball and play air free.
So 2nd down and 3, and they'll hand this off. That's number 20, Robert Davila. And Davila is going to be held short of the first down and bring up 3rd down.
You know, you're thinking, Coach Manny Gomez from Harlingen, they had a lot of success passing. They were unstoppable. And on this possession and a possession right before half, he ran the ball. So you might start thinking that he's thinking along the lines of let's keep the clock going. Let's not show any more passing opportunities. So if they win the game, they don't have to worry.
And here's another run by Gonzalez. Has a big hole, cuts up the middle, and goes in for the touchdown. So on 3rd down and 4, they ramble off for 37 yards and a touchdown here on their first possession of the third quarter. And the Cardinals extend their lead to 43-14.
And that's kind of like cake with ice cream. Manny Gomez staying on the ground game, trying to get some time off the clock. They get a touchdown out of it. And that will give the scouts from Sharyland something to think about. You can't just focus on the passing attack.
Here's Davis to hold it. Bazan to attempt the extra point. And there was a flag down as the extra point is no good. It hit the upright. But there is a flag. That flag is as Bazan walks off. Right! And they'll replay the down, so it was a penalty against the Mustangs. And they will replay the down, so Bazan a chance to atone for that miss. They move the ball to about the 1 yard line, so half the distance penalty. Bazan, second chance extra point, and no problem with this one. And so the Cardinals now lead at 44-14 with 10:33 to play here in the third quarter. Here's another look at that touchdown run by Fidencio Gonzalez. There we see head coach Manny Gomez in his 6th year as head coach of the Cardinals. Longtime assistant also. I think he's been with the Cardinal organization about 18 years.
He definitely bleeds red.
Cardinal red. And had Trevor Spates back there to receive this kickoff. Here's Bazan making his approach. This one is high, a little bit short. Going to be fielded by Salazar, who's going to hand it off to Spates. On a little reverse up near the 20. That's all he'll get. The Cardinals do a good job of staying on there, and the Mustangs will set up just inside their own 20. Well, that Cardinal scoring drive started off after a Mustang onside kick that went awry. They started off at the Mustang 43, went 43 yards in 3 plays, 37-yard run by Edencio Gonzalez for the TD. This one will be spotted right at the 20, actually. And the Mustangs come out in a passing formation. 3 receivers to the left side. Spates there in the backfield. Sanchez wants to keep it and picks up about a yard, brought down by Garcia.
Garcia. Number 90.
Finds a little bit of running room. Tackled by number 90, Marcus Garcia.
Very dominant lineman.
Second down, 9 yards to go.
He's had a heck of a game.
Anytime you have somebody up the middle, clogging up the middle, it makes it so easy for the linebackers and defensive backs.
Alvaro Rocha has checked into the game. He is in the middle of those 3 receivers on the right side. Spates in the backfield with Sanchez. Sanchez wants to throw over the middle and is caught. That's DJ Johnson. And Johnson's actually going to end up losing a yardage after he came back to catch that and ends up going out of bounds at about the 20, where it'll be 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 situation puts it in a real difficult situation for the Mustangs because you pretty much, you can't run Trevor Spates, and passing is not the forte of the Mustangs. But somehow along the line, they got to get the ball to Trevor Spates. He's the guy that can make things happen real quick.
And Sanchez on 3rd and 10 is looking to his left. He's going to try to dump it off to Spates in the left flat. After the man he wanted was covered, it's incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. Mustang passing in this game just 3 for 7 for 50 yards.
And most of those yards came in that big reception when it was 3rd and 30.
Yeah, that was a 41-yard play. They've got 9 yards passing since.
The defense doesn't have to worry too much about a passing attack. It makes it a lot easier for them to be successful. And be careful with the Cardinals. They're known to block punts.
Yeah, and Almadas, that was a language. The ball sent to Almadas, and he gets the punt off, and the ball comes loose at the other end. It looks like the Mustangs have it. Never did see the official signal. I think. Yeah, the officials are still talking. Now it's a Mustang football. Almadas had to hurry that punt to get it off, as the Cardinals indeed were putting on the rush.
Down 30 points, the Mustangs will take any break. Take a look at the replay.
Yeah, that's Vasquez, and it looked like it was stripped by number 14 there, John McGee. And the Mustangs coming up with the football. But now we've got a penalty on the offense.
And those are the penalties that the Mustangs cannot afford, especially against the Harlingen Cardinal defense, where yards are they're hard to come by.
So 1st and 15, they'll toss it to Spates, has some room there, and finally wrapped up at about the 30, or rather the 43-yard line. Spates looked like he was just a step away from bursting that one down the field, and he was wrapped up from behind.
And that's what Trevor Spates can do for you. He can give you that chance every time he touches the ball, that breakaway speed.
9-yard pickup there for Spates. I'll go to Spates again. He's hit right at the line, and this time no gain. Sea of Cardinals there, including for them number 55, David Cantu.
And pretty much the whole afternoon, that Harlingen defense, they're swarming. They're all over the place.
Felix Reyna in there also.
Reyna.
And no gain. So that brings up 3rd down. Mustangs just 2 for 8 on 3rd downs. Aseo Garza will line up wide to the right. Split backfield. 2 tight ends. Sanchez.
Timeout.
Timeout called by the Mustangs, and Sanchez was wondering what was that whistle for.
Time clock.
Yep, timeout by the Mustangs.
Play clock was about to run out.
Yeah, Coach Manny Gomez to talk to his Cardinals. trying to keep his team focused. There's still 8.5 to play in the third quarter. His team up by 30 points. But this Mustang team known to be able to score points in bunches.
That Cardinal culture and the history, Mark, of winning tradition, that's the expectations.
Yeah, they produce players that have gone on to the NFL. I remember Johnny Jackson.
Yes, and I remember Johnny because he also played basketball. So I remember when I officiated some games, he was one of the players.
He's won a couple of Super Bowls with the 49ers. Johnny Jackson, he was a quarterback with the Cardinals, if I remember, and then played defensive back in the National Football League.
I'm out strong.
So Mustangs facing 3rd and 5. And they change formations. This is a power I right. They'll toss this left. This is Spates. Has the Sanchez blocking for him. Picks up the first down and more at the 30. And then brought down from behind by the safety, Elijah De Leon, who saved a touchdown. Big run there for the Mustangs on 3rd down.
Excellent blocking on the left side by the Mustangs. Ryan Velasquez, Ted Garcia, center Anthony Esparza, giving Trevor Spates a rare opportunity.
Now we have some movement before the snap. And this will be an illegal procedure against the Mustangs, the 3rd penalty already in this second half on Memorial.
And Manny Gomez, Coach Manny Gomez probably is okay with this run game because the clock is running.
A wing left split backfield behind Sanchez. They'll hand this off to Spates, a trap play. And Spates hit at the line, still fighting, and is able to get a couple of yards.
Felix Reina again on that tackle coming up.
They're going to give Spates credit for only 1 yard there. And that'll bring up 2nd and 14. Clock moving at 7.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Mustangs down 4 scores. Spates lining up at tailback. Sanchez is under center. They got 3 receivers in tight on the left. Sanchez rolls out, wants to do a throwback pass for the end zone, and it is intercepted. I think it was intended for Johnson and picked off by Elijah De Leon, the safety, and the Cardinals have their 3rd turnover of the game.
And give that pass interception to Marcus Garcia, number 90, because of the pressure he put on. He forced quarterback Sanchez to maybe throw the ball a little bit sooner than he should have. So it was underthrown. Good play right there by Elijah De Leon.
So that'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. And this will be handoff. Cardinal running back trying to get to the outside, chased by Stites. Stites wraps him up. And then another Mustang comes in there. That is Juan Dominguez for the tackle. There is a flag down. On the carry was Robert
Should be a
Davila.
holding against the Cardinals.
Cody Stites in on the stop on the Mustangs.
The holding will move it back 10 yards. 5th penalty on the Cardinals. It'll be 1st and 20 now.
Now at the 10-yard line.
Mustangs with 5 defensive backs. They're going to rush both linebackers. Garza to throw. Over the middle, caught by Gallegos. Tackled by Salazar. And that's a 1st down.
Another easy throw for Brandon Garza.
22 yards on this pickup.
They just make it look so easy. The Cardinals haven't been throwing. Even though they've been successful on almost every pass, they're running the ball. Trying to keep the clock going. You're up 30 points.
Garza to throw again, but flushed out this time. That was Alegria, and there's 2 flags down now as Garza will run it himself. It's knocked out of bounds by the Mustangs' Ossie Salazar. Big run there by Garza, but I think it might be coming back.
That was something kind of dangerous for Garza. He looks like he's limping. He needs to learn how to do that quarterback slide that a lot of the professional quarterbacks know how to do, and even in college football. Especially because this was a flag against him. You can tell that right there on the screen that he's still kind of limping. I bet you Coach Gomez is a little nervous over there on that side.
An illegal block by the Cardinals. This moves it all the way back to the 17-yard line, 15-yard penalty. 6 penalties now in the Cardinals for 56 yards. Now facing a 1st and 25. They choose to run this once more in a big hole here. Salazar with the tackle on 22, or rather number 14, the running back, Rene Medina. There's Salazar, just a sophomore. He'll be back for 2 more years of varsity football. And here's Medina on the run here. You can see Salazar come all the way from his left quarterback spot.
That's a nice pop too.
Yeah. With authority. To end up a gain of 11 there. Garza to throw toward the sideline. Caught Gallegos and inbounds up at the 39-yard line. So this will bring up a 3rd and short play.
What else can we say about Brandon Garza? Just very impressive quarterback.
Yeah, a lot of poise. So 3rd down and 3. Cardinals are 2 for 5 on 3rd down. They're going to go to Medina once more. Has a big hole there. 1st down, still going. Crosses the 50. Now into the secondary at the 40, and then loses control of his own feet there at about the 37-yard line in Mustang territory.
We'll give the tackle on that one to the 4 and the number 40.
On the turf. Yeah, the 40 that's on the grass, not on the
Because he
field.
basically lost. He was trying to put on a move. But he did a good job. That play was intended to go to the left side. Saw nothing there, had an opening, and then he tripped on one of those numbers, maybe the 0 and the 40.
So it's a 1st down. They convert after facing a 1st and 25. They end up with the 1st down following a 24-yard run there by Medina. 2 receivers stacked to the top of the screen. Garza looking that direction. Now flushed out of the pocket, being chased, and has to throw it away. That was Rios giving chase, forcing Garza to throw it away.
And Garza is very deceptive. You don't think he's quick, but he really is quick. He's got good moves. Very steady quarterback. He has a good feel for the game. He knows when he's under pressure. And right there, he instead of taking a loss and an intentional grounding penalty, he threw the ball away as soon as he got to the hash marks. Which by rule, once you get outside the hash marks, you can throw the ball away, and as long as it's a forward pass or past the line of scrimmage.
Mustang fans, members of the student body there, some of them with their faces painted. Garza with a big run here. Cuts inside the 30, has the 1st down up to about the 22-yard line. A 15-yard burst there for the quarterback. And for a team that doesn't run the ball much, they're doing pretty well on the ground here, Mario. That's 161 yards now on the ground today.
And on that option play by Garza, that tells you he has that potential. He is quick. Looks like he's one of these quarterbacks that's slow, but he's so smooth. But he made the right decision on the option. He decided to keep it. And he's not a slow quarterback.
I think it was Joey Delgado, who's only a freshman call-up for this from the sub-varsity teams who made the tackle there. And here's Gallegos on the toss left. And Gallegos leaps his way in to the end zone and has a touchdown. Impressive run there for the receiver, Gallegos, from 22 yards out, throws in, and the Cardinals now have 50 points on the scoreboard.
That was an impressive ball. He had a lot of key blockers out there. He had DJ Davis leading the charge. I'd like to take a look at that replay. What an impressive, talking about someone wanting to get a touchdown.
Davis to hold, Bazan to kick. Snap, kick up and away, and it is good. And the Cardinals now lead at 51-14, 4:42 to play here in the third quarter. And here's another look at that touchdown. Just a little pitch to Gallegos, kind of an end around basically. And Gallegos, you can see his eyes. He sees that end zone. Then high jumps his way into the end zone. For Gallegos, that's his third touchdown of the day. 7 touchdowns now for these Cardinals.
He did have a nice jump. It looks like he's a high jumper. But did you notice how quickly he got up? Those, when you hit the turf and you score a touchdown, they don't hurt as much after you score a touchdown like that. He quickly got up and celebrated. He was happy and forgot. Like, he seemed like he did come down on the turf pretty hard.
Bazan for the kickoff. Going to be high, going to be returnable. He'll be right at the goal line. Looks like Salazar fakes the handoff to Spade. Salazar keeps it. Room up the middle at the 20. Into the open field at 30. And brought down at about the 35-yard line. And a late flag now. Chris Rodriguez for the Cardinals gets the tackle after Salazar brought it all the way out to the 35, but there was a flag after the play.
Looks like it's going to go against the Mustangs. Now they're going to pick it up.
Now they're saying no flag. Officials talked it over, decided there was no penalty.
I think they picked it up, Mark, because the play was almost over. And then the line judge, after the play was over, decided to throw a flag.
So the play stands, and Salazar's kick return out to the 35 has the Mustangs in good field position. At 4:33 to go, they're going to do a reverse here to the fullback, Alonso. And that gets maybe a yard.
And we know that the Harlingen offense comes in here highly regarded, but this Harlingen defense, they're very well coached. Good linemen, good linebackers. Basically, they have a total package. A lot of gang tackling.
Yeah, they came into this game averaging, giving up just 9.6 points a game. Sanchez going to throw long and overthrown, intended for Johnson.
One of the reasons it might have been overthrown is because Sanchez was feeling the pressure from all over the place, so he decided that before he got hit, that he's gotten hit on many of occasions today, even after he released the pass.
Hayden Flores, number 4, providing coverage on Johnson on that play. And this will bring up 3rd down and 8. Mustangs 3 for 9 on 3rd down today. So 3 receivers will be lined up to the left, including Spates, who is the nearest the quarterback. He'll run into the flat. Sanchez is going to get buried, however.
And not buried by only one. Got buried by about 4 players led by Marcus Garcia. Also we have Ray Moreno.
Yeah, about 5 Cardinals getting back there, and Sanchez never had a chance, and they sacked him back at the 29, a loss of 7 on the play.
That must be where the defense is having a lot of fun. Also, Jose Mejia.
Even on the house, back in for the Cardinals, number 1, Brendan Vasquez.
Eric Camacho.
Here's Almados with the punt, and this looks like it was partially blocked. And Vasquez picks it up at the 50-yard line. 4-yard return up to the Mustang 46. So it'll be good field position there for Harlingen. I think Harlingen may have gotten a piece of this. And is there a flag down over there?
Yes, there's 2 flags actually. But that was a dangerous play right there by Vasquez. How he was able to secure the ball, I don't know.
We got an illegal block against the Cardinals.
Illegal block on the back, called against the turkey. And your assist from the block foul, the Cardinals first down.
So this will move it back 10 yards, and it'll be set up at the Cardinal 43.
At the 43-yard line.
Cardinals up 51-14. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. By-district playoff between the Cardinals and Mustangs here in McAllen. And Garza loses the handle, or actually that's a new quarterback in there. He picks it up and runs with it. And then Lucas Rios loses his helmet after he makes the tackle. The new quarterback in there is McAllen Gonzalez, number 9. And we take a look at Jonathan Sanchez, the quarterback, icing his elbow. It's his throwing arm.
It's been a tough afternoon for Jonathan. That Harlingen defense has gotten to him. A bunch of hurries.
So a pickup of 7 yards for the quarterback, and he's going to keep it again and pick up the first down, it looks like, up to the Mustang 45.
Michael Garza keeps the ball. Finds the runner down the middle. Tackled by number 44 for the Mustangs.
Here you see some of the Mustangs there on the sideline. That's tight end Andrew Leal. He's a senior. Knows what that means. Could be his last game in a football uniform. You can see an interesting haircut there. Looks like a Mustang design you can see there in his hairdo. And here a fumble on this play. Maybe a little bit of that Mustang mojo carrying over, and the Mustangs recover this. That's Joseph Torres. The third turnover today by the Cardinals. So the Cardinals with some new faces in there have a little bit of trouble handling the football, and the Mustangs able to generate a turnover here.
There was problems in the exchange right there by McAllen Gonzalez and Robert Davila.
I was trying to get it to Davila, and Davila never did get the ball. So 2:12 to go here in the third quarter. Sanchez in there, gonna run it. Trying to pick up a block from number 70, Velasco, and is able to fight his way after he was hit by, seemed like every Cardinal had a shot at him on that play, but he gets his way up to about the 46-yard line, a gain of 3.
Jonathan Sanchez, tough yards, 3 yards. He was hit all over the place. He's definitely going to feel the effects of all the hits later tonight.
They're in second down, eye backfield. They'll toss this to Spates, right side, trying to get outside. Does. There's a flag down. He picks up the first down and crosses the 35 up to about the 34-yard line, but there is a flag on the play, and it looks like it's coming back.
It will be coming back on a holding. I need to give credit to defensive back for the Cardinals. Hayden Flores has done a good job of covering DJ Johnson for the majority of the game. Looks like Hayden Flores is assigned.
Against the offense, it will be 10 yards. From the spot of the foul, brings up second down still. 17 yards to go.
So a 10-yard penalty will move it all the way back to the Mustang 44. Twelve penalties today on the Mustangs. It'll be second down and 17 now. Sanchez has moved into the shotgun. Handed off inside to Spates and nowhere to run for him. Cardinals are all over that, able to fight off their blocks, and Spates has just had nowhere to run today. He's had one big run of 65 yards and set up a touchdown. But other than that, it's been pretty tough going. In there on the tackle, 25 Adrian Vasquez and 34 Eric Camacho.
There's a perfect example when your offensive line does not block. It doesn't matter if you're a 2,000-yard rusher. You're not going to get any yards when your offensive line doesn't block them. That's why earlier in the season, Trevor Spates was interviewed in the Monitor, and he talked about how grateful he was of having that offensive line that he has.
Yeah, by and large, they've been one of the better lines in the Valley this year as they've helped Spates rush for 2,100 yards in 10 games, average of over 200 yards a game. But it's been tough against this very tough defense of the Cardinals. Long pass over the middle intended for Johnson. Again, closely covered there by Hayden Flores that you were talking about. It's incomplete and will bring up fourth down.
Orange Leaf Frozen Yogurt, America's favorite in over 60 flavors and 50 toppings. Bring your ticket and receive a
Just under 9 seconds to play here in the third quarter. And the Mustangs bring on the punting unit. Cardinals have outscored the Mustangs 14-0 here in this third quarter. And indeed, they've outscored the Mustangs in all three quarters, 20-0 after one, 17-14 in the second quarter. And the Cardinals have reasserted their dominance here in this third quarter. Here's the punt, picked up by number 19, E.J. Herrera. And he gets it up to about the 33-yard line, where it'll be Cardinal football. We've reached the end of three quarters. Fourth quarter is coming up. Cardinals up 51-14 here in this bi-district playoff. Mustangs hanging tough, but the Cardinals are flying high. We've reached the end of three. You're watching Football Night at McAllen, a Saturday afternoon edition, right here on McAllen ITV. Back to start the fourth quarter. Teams have switched ends, and the Cardinals going from right to left now. The first play is a handoff to Medina. And Medina held to a short gain and tackled there by the defensive lineman, number 79, Robert Gonzalez. Just a sophomore, but Gonzalez has been subbing in and out there on the defensive line there in the last few games on the varsity.
Well, with a score, Cardinals 51-14, up by 37 points. You're pretty much trying to run out the clock. You know you have this victory in hand. Try to avoid getting any injuries. Give some young players an opportunity to play.
Yep, man in motion there is 25, Adrian Vasquez. They got a new quarterback. They snap it to Gallegos, actually kind of a wildcat, and they're going to take this one to the house. It's going to be a big run here all the way down the field. This is going to go for 76 yards, and it's a touchdown there for the Cardinals yet again. That's Yalerson Castillo.
Here's a little bit more of scouting, but we do have a flag on that play. But a little bit more of something to think about for the Sheridan Rattlers, who will be the opponent for the Harlingen Cardinals in the next game. We can throw at you a lot of different running backs.
The Wildcat formation with Gallegos, one of their receivers lined up at quarterback. He tossed the ball to the speedy Castillo, who rambled 76 yards for an apparent TD, but it looks like this one's coming back. Costly flag there for the Cardinals. Holding.
Boy, he's got a lot of speed, doesn't he, Mark?
He does. Looked like he was at a track meet there. And that a spot foul.
And you're looking at CJ Gallegos. It's rare that a quarterback actually has gloves.
And Gallegos, again in the Wildcat, hands this off again to Castillo, going left this time, and not as much room for him. So he's bottled up at the 34, gain of 3.
You know you're going to have a lot of handoffs if Gallegos continues to quarterback, because he's got gloves on.
And it's not even cold. Coming off the field for the Mustangs there, that was 54 Henry Falcon, the tackle. 79 Robert Gonzalez in there, and yet Gallegos is calling the signals, gloves and all.
Handoff. Oops.
So they try to hand it to Castillo. Castillo picks it up on the hop, and Rios wraps him up, and they'll lose some yards here. And this will bring up 4th down. They lose 2 there. Cardinals over 200 yards rushing in this game. They're at 205, 275 throwing. They had 230, or rather 242 at halftime, Mario. So they've really gone quiet in the air, like you were saying. They wanted to keep it on the ground more here in the second half and keep that clock running, and also not reveal too much of their main offensive repertoire.
I'm telling you, that's going to be a classic. The Cardinals and the Rattlers.
And we saw Spates take off there. He was lined up as a punt returner. Then the Cardinals had a flanker on the right, and Spates ran all the way upfield to cover him in case it was a fake. They do punt anyway, and it's Salazar who catches it at his 27. Big return here up to about the 45-yard line. 18-yard return there for the sophomore. And good heads-up play there by the Mustang special teams.
We do know that the Mustangs, a lot of their key players are very young sophomores, so there's a lot to look forward to next season for the Mustangs when you have your quarterback, one of your running backs, and Ozzie Salazar, sophomores.
Yeah, the nucleus of this team will be coming back next year. The Mustangs not thinking about that right now. There, Alonso steps over a pile of bodies on the line just so he can make some room for himself, and takes this for 9 yards. I'd like to see that on the replay here. As you see, he just never mind what's in front of him, just step right over him and keep on going.
And you got to appreciate these young kids. They're down by a lot of points, but he's running as hard as if they were up by a lot of points.
Full house backfield. Toss this to Spates, and again, Spates is just nowhere to go. As soon as he gets the ball, he's being confronted by a Cardinal defender. And that time brought down by 34, Eric Camacho.
And a learning lesson for the young Mustang offense is that this gives them an opportunity to understand that they need to develop a passing game next year, because in this district where there was a lot of weak defenses, you can look very good running the ball, but when you match up in a by-district playoff game with a defense like Harlingen, it's very difficult if you don't have a passing game.
Mustangs 3 for 11 on 3rd down. 3rd and 3, Sanchez. Play action over the middle to Leal, and they've got that for the first down. Andrew Leal, the center, catches the pass over the middle, moves the chains. They're at the Cardinal 33, a pickup of 15 on 3rd and 3.
Now, can you imagine next year the Mustangs already have a proven running attack, but if Jonathan Sanchez continues to develop and DJ Johnson, and you have the three-way package there, what are you going to do to stop that kind of offense?
And this is a team that scored 36 points a game this year. Here they go deep to Johnson, and this is incomplete. And Johnson, I think, being covered that time by number 8, John Herring. You can tell this Cardinal team scouted these Mustangs. They knew that Johnson, you got to stick with him the whole time. He's one of those players who won't catch but maybe 1 or 2 passes a game, but he'll get deep on you. 7:35 to play in the game. Can hand this off to Alonso. He fights his way up to about the 30. And it'll be 3rd down and 7. Clock continuing to run. And Cardinals up by a big score, 51-14. Earlier today, Harlingen South defeating the Weslaco East Wildcats 42-21. Here's Sanchez back to throw. Man is open. It's caught and touchdown. Touchdown Mustangs. And that is Steven Regalado. His first catch of the day, and it goes for a 30-yard touchdown.
And a nice way, a nice memory for Steven Regalado as a senior to catch a touchdown in a by-district playoff game. And to catch a touchdown against the Harlingen Cardinals, something he'll talk about for the rest of his life.
It looks like the Mustangs will line up and go for 2 here. 6:58 to go in the game. They've got Spates and Alonso there behind Sanchez. Play action over the middle, and it's incomplete. They were trying to hit Leal. They hit on that play a few moments ago for a first down. Leal unable to hang on to this one for the 2-point try. And so the score, Harlingen 51, Memorial 20. 6:58 to play here in the game. Here's another look at the touchdown throw from Sanchez to Regalado.
Impressive throw by Sanchez, even though he was under a lot of pressure. Very nice catch by Regalado.
And here's a look at the Mustang bench there. You can see there's Jonathan Sanchez, the quarterback there on your left. Members of the Mustang offense there sitting down. It's been a long, tough afternoon for them as they have played the Harlingen Cardinals in the bi-district round for the 2nd year in a row. The Cardinals winning last year and on their way to winning this year. The Cardinals lead at 51-20. Almadez kicks it deep. It's going to be picked up at about the 12-yard line and run up to about the 24. That's Michael Allen Gonzalez on the return. Looks like they'll spot this at the 25-yard line. Cardinals with 205 yards on the ground, 275 through the air, 480 total yards in this game, and 21 first downs. And the quarterback is just going to run it once more, trying to turn it outside. He's brought down. Looks like Rios, the middle linebacker, coming there and getting that tackle on Gonzalez. There is a flag down. Winner of this game will play the Sherryland Rattlers. Rattlers 11-0 this season after winning their bi-district game 42-13 over Laredo United South.
The Rattlers did have a real important game a couple of weeks ago against Edinburgh North, another team that was undefeated at the same time. And they battled, but the Sherryland Rattlers are for real. Well balanced, both offensively and defensively. That's going to be a very good game. People better start getting in line for those tickets.
The Cardinals the Rattlers 11-0. Cardinals, if they win today, will be 10-1. Here's Gonzalez on a keeper, fights his way through and has the first down, believe it or not.
Wow.
It was a 1st and 25. and they get it all the way out to about the 37-yard line. He needed the 35 for the first down, and he got it by 2 yards.
The way McAllen Gonzalez ran in that play, he could probably be a starting quarterback for a lot of teams in the Valley.
And 27 yards on that play. And the clock continuing to run, 6:15 to play. There's Gonzalez again, he'll hand this off. And this doesn't get much. Rios again in there on that tackle against Davila.
Rios has played well all season long. Expect him to get some postseason awards. Definitely, in my opinion, an all-district first-team linebacker.
You see members of the Mustang defensive line there. Paul Zuniga in there, Roy Lopez is in there, and 79 Robert Gonzalez in there. And here's another run there by Davila. And this is going to be stopped, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long here for this Cardinals team. A pickup of only 2. Cardinals 3 for 7 today on 3rd down. As we see Coach Manny Gomez pacing the sideline. He looks like he can still play, doesn't he? He's in pretty good shape.
Certainly does.
The Cardinals on 3rd and 7. Gonzalez wants to keep it, darts his way upfield, has the first down, cuts inside at the 50. He's off to the races. Only one man chasing him. He's at the 20, at the 10, and a touchdown run for the Cardinals. That's the backup quarterback, McAllen Gonzalez, going in from 60 yards and a Cardinal touchdown.
I'm telling you, Mark, he could probably start on many 5A teams here in the Rio Grande Valley. Just on a couple of plays that we've had the opportunity to look at him, he's a good runner.
Gonzalez, his first touchdown of the day. Looks like they'll line up for the extra point. This is Bazan. And his extra point is up and good. And so the Cardinals now lead it 58-20. 4:32 to play here in the game. There we see the Cardinal dance team enjoying this, celebrating this, what's going to be a by-district title for the Cardinals to go along with their district title. And you can see here on 3rd down, backup quarterback McAllen Gonzalez takes this one to the house from 60 yards. You can see him checking to see if anybody can catch him, and see his eyes on the prize there as he rambles to the end zone.
Very determined.
Another score. Yeah, he never did slow down until after he got into the end zone, did he?
I keep looking on the field for Athletic Director Paula Gonzalez with all these scoring opportunities. When the Harlingen Cardinals play their school song, I'm wondering if Paula Gonzalez, there she is. She's actually a cheerleader from the Harlingen Cardinals in her days. I'm looking to make sure she's not doing what they used to do when she was a cheerleader.
That was, yeah, she had her back to the camera there, talking to a reporter there on the sideline. And you have the first female athletic director in the history of McAllen schools. And is she the only one at the 5A level in the Valley?
Absolutely.
She is. And this ball will skip out of the end zone for a touchback, and Memorial will start off at their own 25, 4:32 to play here in the ball game. And a huge lead for the Cardinals, 58-20. It's been all Cardinals since the beginning. Cardinals jumped out to a lead of 34-0 before the Mustangs were able to get on the board. Mustangs had 14 quick points, and it looked like they might be climbing back into it. Then the Cardinals got a field goal, led 37-14 at halftime. And the Cardinals have continued their dominance here in this second half as the Mustangs have scored 6 and been outscored 21-6 here in this second half. Here is Spates. Still trying to get outside and gets up to the 26, gain of only 1.
And Marky, we take a look at the Harlingen fans. They're up by 38, and they're still here. It's kind of like, we're going to wait. We're not going to leave. Of course, they're used to winning all the time, so.
It's true. They came prepared today. There's the Mustang fans.
And they're here too.
Yep, they're here to support their team. I'll usually give a big ovation for the seniors after the last game. And here's Spates again on second down across the 30 up to about the 32. Probably third and short.
And of course, we know Jonathan Sanchez and DJ Johnson and probably other players here. They're also basketball players. So football is over, and on Monday they're going to be practicing basketball, and on Tuesday they might play some basketball.
Yeah, basketball season already underway. Girls and boys are ready to take off anyway. And Mustangs start a little bit early. And that'll move it back 5.
I normally don't like to say the names of the players that have penalties, but that's a rule this year that the officials will mention that, but I'm just going to mention his name because he's had a great year. Expect for him to be a first team all district. Ryan Velasco.
Yeah, he's played left and right tackle this year. Played this game at left tackle. And what a career he's had. Snap to Sanchez. Sanchez rushed, trying to get the screen going over to Alonso, but the Cardinal pass rush just too much there. And it goes incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
That's something that Sanchez, when you go against the defenses in 31-5A, they're not as fast, as quick, as strong as this defense from the Harlingen Cardinals, and that's because they have a lot of backups in the game right now.
The Mustangs out there to punt for what could be the 5th, actually the 6th time today. And now a timeout called by the Mustangs as one of their players late getting out there. They only had 10 players on the field. So the Mustangs use their second timeout. 2:54 to play here in this game. Cardinals on top by a commanding 58-20 score. The Mustangs getting ready to punt the football. And the Mustangs have had a terrific year. It started off with a hard-fought defensive struggle against the Edinburgh Bobcats. Then they lost to Economides that would go on to become a playoff team, and then suffered losses early on in district and looked like the season was spiraling into oblivion. But then they got it going with 3 consecutive wins, including an overtime thriller over Rowe. They did lose that big thriller to Wesco East, 63-56, and what has to be the game of the year. Then they another exciting game. They beat the McAllen Bulldogs in overtime to claim the city championship, which is kind of an unofficial title, but all of the players talk about it and brag about it if they can get that. And the Mustangs were city champions this year with 2 overtime wins against Rowe and Mackay. And then, of course, they had a must-win game against the Bears, a PSJA, in the final week of the regular season. They got that one to get here into the playoffs. So this is a team that definitely had to fight and scratch and climb uphill the whole season long to get here. And their season will come to a close here in the bi-district round of the playoffs. They'll be 6-5, and the Cardinals will improve to 10-1. It'll be the 10th straight win for the Cardinals. They lost only their opener, and that was against San Antonio Johnson, so the Cardinals have yet to lose to a Valley team. And it looks like the Cardinals will next be playing the Sherryland Rattlers. Here is McAllen Gonzalez, who has already 1 touchdown in this game. Takes this up to the 40. The Cardinals now intend on just simply running out the clock.
Some people might be asking why aren't the Cardinals with such a big lead taking a knee, but this is how you give your backups experience. Coach Gomez is not throwing the ball. Just running the ball. Something happened right there on McCann. It looks not very good.
Yeah, so Gonzalez will come out. They'll bring in a new quarterback. They had Gallegos in there in a kind of a, and they used a few wildcat formations. We'll see who it is. Looks like they are going with the wildcat formation. And they'll snap it directly to the running back, Davila. Davila will run it to the left side, trying to stay inbounds, and he does. Tackled by Cody Stites, another one of those Mustang seniors who's had a terrific varsity career. And the clock running now, it'll be under 2 minutes by the time they snap the ball.
And that game next week, Mark, the big key to that game will be, will the Cherna defense be able to put pressure on Brandon Garza? Because if they don't, he's just going to have another great night.
Cardinals in the wildcat once more. Snap to Davila. He'll run this right side. 2nd down and 4, trying to pick up a first down here. And looks like he may just have enough. He's brought down by Henry Falcon, who's another one of those seniors. In fact, 8 of the 11 starters on defense for Memorial are seniors, so that's where they'll be looking to reload next year. On offense, they had seniors in Andrew Leal and Joel Alonso. And then in the offensive line, Velasco, Thomas Rodriguez. And here's Davila on what was 3rd and 1. Picks up the first down, so this will stop the clock with 53 seconds left. And the Cardinals will just have to snap it a couple of more times. Mustangs do have a timeout left, but they're likely not to use it as this game out of reach. It's been out of reach since the first quarter as the Cardinals jumped out, scoring on their first 5 possessions, missing only an extra point that was blocked by the Mustangs' Lucas Rios. And they led 34-0. Before the Mustangs came and got 2 quick touchdowns, and then the Cardinals still led 37-14, and of course they've continued to maintain that lead throughout the second half. You saw some of the Mustangs there giving each other some hugs there. Go ahead.
That was Fabian Pedraza, who was a sophomore, and he was actually projected the starter at the beginning of the year, a transfer. Got injured in a scrimmage. So he's showing some good sportsmanship and support of his teammates. And that'd be another player that could possibly be a quarterback next year.
See the Mustangs consoling each other there. The Cardinals won't have to snap it again. You can see the clock there, 5 seconds left. And the season now over for Memorial as they make the playoffs but go out in the first round for the 2nd straight year. And congratulations to the Harlingen Cardinals, by-district champions for a 2nd straight year. It's the Cardinals 58, Mustangs 20. Give you a recap of the touchdowns in this game for the Cardinals. Gallegos had 3. Vasquez had 2, then Rosales, Fidencio Gonzalez, Michael Gonzalez, and Castillo with 1 touchdown each. And for McAllen Memorial, Joel Alonso, a senior, had 2 touchdowns, and then Steven Regalado caught a touchdown pass. He's also a senior. And that'll do it for the 2013 season for McAllen Memorial. So congratulations once more to those Harlingen Cardinals, 58-20 winner over the Mustangs. And that'll do it for the 2013 season of Football Night at McAllen. Hope you enjoyed this season of coverage. We'll have more coverage of sports of McAllen ISD here on MITV, so stay tuned for that throughout the 2013-14 season, and we'll have more football for you next fall. Hope you enjoyed it. And for Mario Reyna, I'm Mark May and the rest of our MITV crew and our KMAC student assistants. Good night from McAllen. Cardinals over the Mustangs, 58-20. Good night.